It's time for Living with Victory, a program of hope and encouragement brought to you by Friends of Compassion and listeners like you. Now here's your host, President of Compassion for Kids, Tony Giorgio, with today's message of perseverance.
Welcome to Living with Victory. I'm your host, Tony Giorgio, with my co-host, Laureen Giorgio, proving every week life isn't about waiting for the storms to pass. It's about learning to dance in the rain. I know you've heard it before. It's called perseverance. And above all, faith in Jesus Christ. And just a reminder, if you'd like to contact us with comments or whatever, you can email us your comments or prayer requests if you like to livingwithvictory@gmail.com. That's livingwithvictory@gmail.com. And later on in the program, have a pencil and paper ready, and I will give you additional information on how to reach us. And we want to mention our partners, the Journey Christian newspaper, and this is a free monthly print, and it's online if you're out of the area, and it offers Christian perspective news, Christian events, and encouraging articles. You can visit them at www.journeychristiannews.com. And the Journey Christian newspaper encourages Christians like we do on their walk with Christ. And if you get to that website, you can click on the advertisement we have. That's what partnering is all about. And it'll take you to our website. And now, with no further hesitation here is my wonderful co-host, Laureen, with the word of the day and the topic. Hey there, Laureen.
Hi. Thank you for joining us today. This program is about God's patience and joy during tribulation. This is from James 1:2-4. Consider it wholly joyful, my brethren, whenever you are enveloped in or encounter trials of any sort or fall into various temptations. Be assured and understand that the trial and proving of your faith bring out endurance and steadfastness and patience. But let endurance and steadfastness and patience have full play and do a thorough work, so that you may be people perfectly and fully developed, with no defects, lacking in nothing. I know that sounds like, what are you, crazy? I have to be happy about what I'm going through.
Oh, right.
But God's ways are not our ways. And if we include God in our tribulation, He takes half of the load on His shoulders, and it doesn't seem so heavy. Matthew Henry's commentary, Volume 1, speaks verse 2. One Christian grace to be exercised is joy. We must not sink into a sad and disconsolate frame of mind, which would make us faint under our trials. Philosophy may instruct men to be calm under troubles, but Christianity teaches them to be joyful. Our trials will brighten our graces now, and our crown at last. There is the more reason for joy in afflictions if we consider the other graces that are promoted by them. In verses 3-4, there must be patience. The trial of faith worketh patience. The trying of one grace produces another. To exercise Christian patience aright, we must let it work. Stoical apathy and Christian patience are very different. By the one men become, in some measure, insensible of their afflictions, but by the other they become triumphant and over them. Let us give it leave to work, and it will work wonders in a time of trouble. We must let it have its perfect work. When we bear all that God appoints, and as long as He appoints, and when we not only bear troubles, but rejoice in them, then patience hath its perfect work. When the work of patience is complete, then the Christian is complete, and nothing will be wanting. What we ought more especially to pray for in time of trouble is wisdom. We should not pray so much for the removal of an affliction as for wisdom to make right use of it. And that right now is where I am. I don't know if you've joined us before, but I have explained that I am going through breast cancer right now. And I'm not going to say that when I first heard about it that I jumped for joy. It knocked me off my feet for a little bit, but then I knew my Creator. I knew the Jesus who died for me, and I knew who to go to. And as soon as I did that, I have been able to go through this without panicking, without fear that paralyzes. And He is taking me through this step by step because He does order our steps. I'm not happy about what I have to go through, but He does give you the strength, He gives you the peace, and He gives you the joy.
Talking about endurance and really patience and steadfastness. If this happened a year ago, I would have been beside myself. I would have just been completely blown away by this and saying, oh no. But I tried to really get it in perspective, because one thing, I needed to be there for Laureen. I knew that. I needed not to fall apart. That was one thing. Okay, as her husband, I can't do that. I have to help out. But leaning on humanity doesn't always bring you that satisfaction, because everybody has their own take on this. And most of it is fear and doom and gloom and, oh, I'm sorry. Well, I chose to go the other way. I got on my knees and I prayed and I prayed. And I really leaned in and I said, look, God, this is what I want, but it's what your will is, not mine. But I really would like this thing to go away. I'd like it to be benign. If it's not, and it is malignant, I would like it to be taken out and finished with. And I prayed earnestly, and I really, really held into my faith in Jesus Christ. I guess for the first time in my life, I had to practice and prove what I've been saying. I sort of put my money where my mouth is. I'm finding that, hey, strange as it may seem, I got this peace come over me. I'm not panicking. I'm not scared. And we're walking through this time frame together with the leaning on Christ. And He has led us every step of the way to the way we were praying. And He's showing us that He's there and He's listening. And there's no reason to panic. Because what do you do when you panic? I know it seems an awful thing. But can you think straight? No, you can't. And people come at you from all angles, and you're getting all kinds of information and advice. And you got to just back off, and you got to say, Lord, you lead me. And that's hard for me to do, because, I take the ball and I run. I didn't do that this time. I just backed off. Needed the patience. I needed just that endurance to say, okay, this is not the time to fall apart. This is not the time to blame God. Yes, I do blame the devil a lot. Oh, every day I say, devil, you're not going to win this. You did this. My God did not do this. And He has proven it to us.
There is an old hymn that we used to sing when I was a child. Jesus is all you need. And He really is all that you need. When you can learn that the first person to go to is Jesus when you have a problem, it will really make a very big difference. As He said, people mean well, they really do. But they can only give you what they have. And sometimes they just don't have what you need. But Christ always has what you need. And He has never failed. If people that know me know that I am usually a very private person, I'm surprised myself that I'm even doing this, but I just feel that the Holy Spirit is saying, I want you to do this because there are people out there who need to hear that I am here for them. I am here because I love them and to trust me, and I will help them through. So if that's what he wants me to do, then that's what I'll do. He does order my steps. So this is what I'm going to do because I believe he has asked me to do it. It doesn't even have to be people that are fighting an illness. I mean, there were so many illnesses out there. It's not just breast cancer. We're not special. So I just, for anybody who's fighting any type of illness or going through a time that you have lost your job or children on drugs or whatever your problems may be, Christ is the answer. And that's what my message is today. Christ is the answer. Go to him first. As this says, let the trial play out. Let it play out, because I know that when we finally get through this, there is going to be joy on the other end. And he will teach you along the way to have more patience. And the next time a trial comes up, you'll know exactly what to do. And you won't be so fearful. You'll just go right along with him, hanging on to his hand, saying, okay, Lord, you show me step by step. What do I do now? Okay, I've done this. When you're ready, show me what the next step is. But you are in control.
Amen. And now we're at that point. I told you earlier, you have a pencil, paper ready for our contact information. And remember, as I said before, you can reach us by email if you like, livingwithvictory@gmail.com, or through our website at livingwithvictory.org. That's livingwithvictory.org. And you can click on the contact page, send us a message. You can click on the links on the front page for the YouTube, where you get snippets of all our shows there, and GodTube also. You can hear parts of the previous programs that you might have missed. And if you feel we are helping you in any way and want to help this ministry, because we could use a little bit of help here, support for this ministry comes from listeners like you. You can send donations to Living with Victory at Post Office Box 1982 in Maggie Valley, North Carolina, 28751. That's Living with Victory at Post Office Box 1982, Maggie Valley, North Carolina, 28751. It's tax deductible. You can call us at 828-926-4600 if you like. And you can donate through our secured PayPal account on the homepage of our website if you want to do that. And remember, no gift is too small. I'll take anything I can get at this point. It would be a blessing to us, believe me.
And also, if you would like us to pray for you, you can send a letter to us at that same post office box. We would be more than happy to pray with you.
Exactly. And right now, yeah, we could use whatever we can get. So until next week, this is Tony
and Laureen,
and you keep dancing in the rain, because Jesus is your umbrella. Hey, and tell your friends, will you please? Have a great week.
You've been listening to Living with Victory with your host, motivational and inspirational speaker, Tony Giorgio. Support for Living with Victory comes from Friends of Compassion and listeners like you. Your tax-deductible donations can be sent to Compassion for Kids, P.O. Box 1982, Maggie Valley, North Carolina, 28751. Tony is also available to speak to your group or organization. You can call him at 828-926-4600. Join us again next week at this time for another uplifting story of dancing in the rain.
Jesus is with me when the storm clouds gather. He's standing by my side.